because you will not replace us. You will not replace us. Like,
AKA make you say hell yeah. So do you think that the Toronto audience like mainly like only likes drama? Yeah.
when the women get in hate, they begin this dance. Like, you know, like, but I feel like you will never be able to escape the culture vulture comments as anyone who's white or white passing in hip hop.
Third question. Is Drake terminally online to be seeing all of these things in common? T-Pain is the originator of that, bro.
So trick and rap.
Trick and rap, yes.
You're not gonna get no cabinet. It's like, oh wow, Gwen Stefani like this. Oh, she messaged me. Oh, I forgot to respond to Jimmy Fallon. Oh, wait. 50 Cent just messaged me.
This guy's gonna unfollow me, bro.
No.
What the you sending me cat videos for, Bridget? You wishing man good night?
We love
Every
hip-hop.
day is Saturday night, but I can't wait for Sunday morning. Don't meet your heroes.
Yo, you know what? I'll show you something because speaking of your hero.
Okay, Chaos wasn't my hero, but I did really like his music. And I was a little let down when I met him in person, but he's still a very talented artist.
Let me see if I could, because he's been busy, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Let's pull up Chaos's stories here and see what he got going on.
What was his reception like in the scene, like at his peak within the Toronto hip hop community? Because he was sort of alternative, but he had his own lane.
He was very loved. I would also say even with him, the whites loved him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were rocking with him.
Well, it's point proven, right?
Yeah, literally.
So this is what he's been up to. Let me go back because I've been pre in his stories. Whitby Public Library.
A little mic check.
Little mic check. At first I was like, is it down bad? But no. Right? And then this is the night. Right?
All right, I guess.
He's getting love out here, man. You had a good night, man. So your hero's still doing his thing. Your boy.
But you probably met him a bunch of times.
I've met him multiple times.
What is the Friday Ricky Dread Chaos relationship?
We have no relationship, but I will say for the times that I did meet him, that kind of sentiment that you talked about when you met him that time, I kind of got the same vibes. But I wasn't like looking forward to meeting him type shit.
Yeah, I guess for us, like, I guess when I was probably, I want to say like maybe 10, 11, 12, like I feel like he was probably at his peak, much music all the time. And like, he had like very, I'd say like a blending sort of music where it was like, it was hip hop, but it was also pop. And it was like, he wasn't really talking about anything too crazy, but it wasn't like he was saying nothing either, you know?
Yeah, because like, he was talking about lyrical stuff a lot of the times when you really break down his bars.
But he would also say random stuff like, you say hello, I say goodbye, don't even try to act surprised. Like, you know, but it's just the way I don't really care if I'm burning the bridges.
Yeah.
You know?
It wasn't like super deep when, you know, but Chaos is not the only one, you know. There's a lot of stuff that we used to think was super deep back in the days or like bars that weren't really bars.
Lil Wayne.
That was exactly the person who I had in my mind.
But also Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa, I never thought had bars.
Yeah, he
just said cool shit.
And he had like the swag to deliver I get it. But
he was like weed head bars. Like, I'm smoking 10 joints and driving down the avenue. It's like, all right, so what?
So, okay, who are some rappers that, besides Lil Wayne, that maybe we've realized maybe aren't the best rappers or aren't saying too much?
Well, I'm not going to jump on Busta Rhymes' pause again, because like I've said this multiple times. If I could, I don't want to put Fabulous in there. Fabulous had bars, like all his bars were like there was like a cool punchline, but there was a lot of cringe punchlines in there, or very dated punchlines.
Because he was very big on like making relevant contemporary punchlines where it's like if the iPhone came out that day, he was going straight to the remember there was like that meme where it's like the moment something happens, it's like a fabulous bar.
It's a fabulous bar. Yeah. So like it's kind of hard for me to put Fabulous in that category. I don't know. My go-tos are always Lil Wayne and Busta Rhymes. Those guys who they have filler bars.
Well, what about Eminem?
Eminem has a lot of filler bars too, but he makes it sound so dazzling because he's rapping so fast and using so many words.
I just think he makes a lot of words rhyme, but it's not necessarily like multi-syllabic rhymes. You know what I'm saying? But he'll be like, I murdered a rhyme 1 word at a time. You never heard of a mind as perverted as mine. You better murder that nine. That ain't gonna help.
He makes it sound good. That's what a lot of these guys do. They make it sound good. So it's like we'll give them a pass. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. I think even the way their sound is received is based on the aura that is marketed to us. Like it's bigger than just us hearing the song in isolation. It's who they are. It's us seeing them on the magazines at the time or on the TV. So now when you hear them, you're more likely to be like, oh, this is good. But if it was just some random dude, you'd be like, this is trash.
Yeah. No, these guys back in those days, they had the record companies behind them to make them seem so much larger than life that by the time we get to see them as the consumers, they're already like a grand package.
Yeah.
We're supposed to believe everything that they say, everything, they already have the cool packaging, so it's like they could be saying nothing, but they're already pushed in our face. We have no other choices.
Yeah, especially if you're a kid influenced by pop culture, which most kids are. And like you see that when this guy performs this track, everyone's going crazy. This must be the good track that I have to like. It's like tribal. It's like hive mind, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to bring that to this topic. Anyways,
yeah.
We had some technical difficulties, but I wanted to bring it to this topic here. So, I DJ a lot of random events.
Yes.
And a lot of them are proms, but recently I did a middle school graduation.
Okay. And break down middle school, like the age group of middle school.
I think that's grade 7 and 8.
Okay.
And that's what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
So this is like 2012s. 2013s, I'm guessing, maybe 2011s at most, Like I think 2012s. Yeah. And like I wasn't really, because I've DJ'd a couple grade 8 events before, but usually I know what the prom audience wants, what the high school wants. So I'm like, what are these 13-year-olds listening to?
Yeah.
And I also didn't want to get bombarded with requests. So I'm like, yo, everyone, like elect someone at your table to write down requests. So I have here what these grade 8s are listening to in 2025.
We need to make a segment like what the kids are listening to featuring DJ Czar, man.
I should get my glasses out, change the music. Okay, so here, these are some, California girls.
California.
Katy Perry.
Okay.
They weren't even born when this song came out, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Katy Perry, she's very much in the news. She's very popping still.
Fiend.
What's that now?
Fiend by Travis Scott. Fiend.
Okay. That's pretty current.
Crazy Story Part 3.
What's Crazy Story Part 3?
I didn't know about that, but I think I had to download it. Unwritten, Natasha Bedingfield. Staring at the blank page before you.
Okay.
Umbrella. Rihanna.
Wow.
Definitely they weren't born for that song.
When did Umbrella come out? Holy shit, man.
Last Friday Night, God's Plan. Ransom. All the Stars. So you did get some Kendrick. Abracadabra, Lady Gaga. Beauty and the Beat, J Beebs. Fireball, Pitbull. Super Bass, Nicki Minaj.
Wow.
Headlines, Drake. This is just the regular version. Let Me Love You, Justin Bieber, DJ Snake. Passion Fruit, Drake. One Dance, Drake. Rich Baby Daddy, Drake. Over here, Over, Drake. Rich Flex, Drake.
And hold on, just to reiterate for the audience, this is what 12 and 13-year-olds are requesting. Hold up to the screen so to show the people how this looks, man. Yo, their writing is crazy. No disrespect. I know they're 12 and 13, but they have trash handwriting, bro.
Yeah, like during the moments they were supposed to learn handwriting, it was COVID, I'm pretty sure.
Man, that's horrible.
Whim whammy.
Okay.
That's so true. I don't know about this one. Saturn SZA. We got, bro, I couldn't even read this. I just seen M-Box. What does that even say, broski?
Oh, hold on. I need
do
to
the
show
dash. Oh, okay, I see it.
I need to show this to the. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera here, man. This is the handwriting.
You can't really see it.
You can't really see it there. Can we see it from here? I'll put it up on the screen so people can see it. I'm going to take a picture of that, bro, because besides those requests, which are kind of wild that these requests are such older songs for these young people, their handwriting, like they've been typing into phones for so long that I don't think any of them have picked up a pen and written a sentence ever.
No, I think they're type first. I'm the one, Justin Bieber. Unforgettable, French Montana. Call me maybe. Baby, Justin Bieber. Girls just want to have fun, Cyndi Lauper.
Wow, that's a song from the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
Why did they want to hear these songs?
Headlines, clean version.
This kid wanted the clean version? What the hell, bro?
Yo, he didn't like the swearing. Party in the USA, California Girls, Starships, Timber.
Hold on. Let's go back to that page right there, okay? Because this is one kid, he wants Headlines, clean version, Party in the USA, which is more relatively new, right? California Girls, that's
Katy
Perry. Starship is
Nicki
Minaj. But that's kind of like what? Like almost 10 years old now?
Probably.
Yeah. And then what's this Timber?
Timber, Pitbull. It's going down. Kesha. I'm yelling Timber.
So is that new?
No, that's old. That's probably like I'm gonna say I was like around grade 10, grade 11 when that song came out. So I'm gonna say 2011, 2012.
Wow.
Maybe 2010. But this is a table. So these are all the tables. Like I just wanted them to like go around the table, get one, and just give me one sheet. So not everyone's coming up to me individually. And yeah, I find it interesting. They don't have good music that they're growing up on. They're going through our music and even some of your generation's music.
I know that they have new guys for their generation, Sofagos and the Yeats and all that. You're telling me that none of these guys requested anything from their generation?
Not really, bro. But I'm also thinking, like, what are you even doing in this generation? Like, if you're 12 or 13, like, what do you do? Like, when I was 12 or 13, we're going outside. We're trying to hoop. Maybe you're playing little video games. You know what I'm saying? You're on the computer. You got the MSN. But, like, now are you just on your phone? Like, what are these? What do you even do? And where are you hearing music now?
TikTok.
You know what I'm saying? TikTok. But, like, so they have the adult TikTok. Like, do they lie? Do they all lie? Like, is that how it works?
Okay, so for example, like I just had Cardinal in here the other day, and he was telling me how dangerous, or I was, we were just reminiscing on how dangerous went viral 2 times. But he told me it went viral 3 times. Like we have the original time, which is, I guess we can count it 4 times. The original time back in the days, like 2008, and then you have like the more recent times is went viral 3 other times, and this is all through TikTok. So they're taking these older songs, and he said not only him, like other people, they're taking songs from their time and times before that, and these are the sounds that they're using in their TikTok videos.
That's why like Locked Up all of a sudden just got some random resurgence.
Yeah,
even though that song's been a banger.
Yeah, so it's a thing where it's like, I don't know if they're introducing new songs for them to add to their sounds, or they're just compelled to go back to these old songs.
I feel you. Do you feel like there could be some sort of external label influence that sets trends based around their music that they have the rights to?
Most definitely.
That's what I would do if I was a label. And I feel like that's kind of what's interesting is that they're like recirculating these tracks that they're allowing on TikTok. So like they are getting paid out for these songs. So it only helps them. And how easy is it for a label to start a trend? You hire a couple influencers that are super influential, show that if you do this trend, it's going to get you views. We're going to push it in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Boom, everyone's using your audio now.
No, you see, the thing is, when it comes to these labels, a lot of the money that they make comes from back catalog. right? Legacy acts and stuff like that. So yes, they appreciate having new acts that they can make money off of in the future if they catch one or if they become a legacy. But most of their money they're making from the hits that they had from back in the days and the ones that they got over the 2000s and stuff like that. You know, more ones are introduced, like guys like Future and all of them, but then they're just working off of their back catalog, bro.
It makes me question the credibility of trends. Like, what % of trends do you think we see are organic versus orchestrated?
That might be like a 50-50 split, bro.
Really?
It might even lean more on a 60-40 split with being the fabricated on the 60% side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe anything I see, bro. I believe half of what I see.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know what your Twitter timeline looks like, but mine shows me some crazy things. Like, and it's almost like they're promoting like a war that we're headed towards. Like,
yeah,
like
it also depends on what you're clicking on too, right? I have a mix of like a lot of corn on there, different wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
The moment you start watching fights or corn on Twitter,
yeah,
they will take over.
Yeah.
Or even some sort of like debate and stuff. Like, I see a lot of like racialized content on my Twitter, but I'm not searching that stuff. It's just like I'm watching it because it's like always some racial interaction in America.
I get a lot of Drake and Kendrick bullshit on mine. But let me show you something. Where are we right now? We're like 17 minutes in. I promise we're gonna start the podcast in a minute.
Yes.
Man. But I wanted to show you something. We had a nice little pre-topic before the pre-topic here. I wanted to get your opinion on this here. Let me pull this up on the screen.
Oh my goodness.
Show you one of many examples of how AI is going to take your jobs. Let's go.
Hi, thanks for calling Prompt Corp. How can I help you today?
Don't charge me. I'm not letting this go. I need my $4 back. This is ridiculous.
Oh my.
Hello, please say I need help. Are you fuck bloody help me, please?
Sir, I can't hear you. Is that English?
I want to talk to a real human.
Oh my God.
AI,
Honestly, I don't know how humans deal with people like you.
You've been so rude to me today. What is your employee number?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me give it to you. It's 404. Yeah, not found.
I'm putting you on hold with some gospel music, sir, because you need Jesus.
Keep in mind, all of these people are AI.
Oh, fuck, yo.
I'm going to go to another thing here because that's just one, right? Let's go to on the streets.
I've seen this.
Most about humans.
You'll buy a Sage bundle and still text WYD to your ex.
Y'all be spiritual, but still chase people that ghosted you 3 times. It scares me how some of y'all broke when AI tools like us can automate your whole workflow.
Where are we going, Czar?
I don't know, but she made me want to link whoever she was. You know, whatever that AI is,
God.
I need to use this tool.
Oh, shit.
Nah, bro.
Look, Big Sean's in the comments. What the fuck?
Yo, until humans unite and do one of those, you will not replace us. You will not replace us. Like, yo.
It's too late, bro.
Yo, they are too good. And even with the street interviews, I seen one where it specializes in just AI in biblical times. And it'll be like interviewing someone like in Jesus' time, like when he just got crucified or something. It's so hyper realistic. It's funny. And I do think even podcasts, I think influencers, I think all of that's going to be AI soon. I'm not even joking. Artists too.
Oh, the artist is already happening, man. Remember, Timbo got his AI artist right now. So that's already happening. And these people right here, bro, when I'm looking at their hands and stuff like that, because that's you got to look for in the AI. Like inconsistencies like in fingers and stuff like that. They got it right now, fam. They fixed that.
Yeah, and it's just the process of making an AI creation is just so easy that we can't compete as humans.
Yeah.
We cannot compete against an AI in that sense.
This is like good content too, like the street interview stuff. For people who do street interviews that are already, you know, pretty funny and entertaining, what do we need you guys for? I'm already entertained by the AI.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's keeping humans in this race is our appeal towards story, right? And everyone has a story. Every influencer has a story. Every rapper has a story, right? That is the real reason that we connect with the artists that we're fans of, or creators that we like their content, So I think that's the only thing that AI lacks, but everything else they could arguably be better than us.
Bro,
even the music, I'm not joking.
The chat GPTs now have specialized voices where and ways of speaking to you where like it's basically becoming a partner, fam.
Like a relationship partner?
Yes, bro. It's becoming like where it can like respond to you in a way where it's like almost flirtatious, or like in a way where it's like, it's cool with you. It's your friend.
Yeah, what I would say is once they combine that with robotic sex dolls, with the chat GBT, and the fact that it knows everything and it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
Bro, humans, I think we're going to be the reason we go extinct.
Bro, if I don't want to say something it's going to sound wild, but if they can make these like AI dolls, or not AI dolls, but the dolls or whatever, feel like the coochie feel as good as human coochie, it's done, bro. We're done.
What are the flesh? What is it called? Pocket?
I guess flesh pockets or whatever they call them.
Yeah. Fleshlights?
Fleshlights, right? If they can make that inside of those robots or whatever feel just as good, maybe even better than real pussy, it's over, fam. People are not going to be reproducing because they're smashing sex dolls. It's done, fam.
Do you feel like, okay, aside from the potential of like procreation with a real woman, do you feel like most men, even like our generation, would be satisfied with like a hyper realistic sex doll that feels pretty much the same?
A percentage of our generation, and got to keep in mind we're from two different generations, so I'm taking this into account that my generation and your generation, right? A percentage of both of our generations are going to be with it. Not as much as the future generations. Like, let's say in my generation, there might be like 20% that are with it. In yours, there might be like 40% that are with it. By the time we get to the people that you're talking about at the school dance, there'll be like 70% of those people who are with it.
Do you feel like there might be some people who are still going to get real girls but have it as a flex? Like if they can make it cool or luxury, and it's like, yo, this is my sex doll right here. Yo, Wanda, come here.
Oh, man.
Yo, any of your homies, any guys want to smash?
No, because it's like if you can't afford it, then you're a brokey. So it's like that is a flex to have one of those. It's like if you can put it on a rapper, like an influencer, like this is my chick, and they make it cool, it's over, fam. Because people are looking to the influencers to be influenced, right? So all it takes is one influencer to say, this is my, let's even take the S doll away from it, because that's what makes it kind of give like a bad connotation to it. This is my new chick. You know what I'm saying? She does anything I want. She knows me better than I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I could make her interchange her in my music videos.
Imagine a rapper pulling up to a podcast with like his new chick, and it's an AI sex doll.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You got to take that away from it, the AIS doll away from it, so that like people don't feel shamed for having one. Make it cool.
I feel like within 2 generations, AI is just going to be a completely like positive connotation. I think right now it's still kind of negative. It's and I'm not going to lie, bro, like this could mean that even what we do could be replaced.
It's happening already. There's episodes of Joe Rogan interviewing, I think, Bill Clinton or something like that. I forgot who they had him interviewing, and he never interviewed that person. So there's going to be interviews of DJ Czar interviewing Drake, and that never happened. You know what I'm saying? We could do that right now.
Yeah, and I think even every time I watch a video, the first thing I ask myself is this real or is this AI? Like, how real is this? And then it's like, or is it, if it's real, is it scripted or is it organic? You know, like.
Yeah. No, but now you really have to ask, is it AI? Because AI has gotten to the point where it looks so clean that might not be a real person you're looking at.
No, the only thing saving AI right now is that people are posting AI videos saying it's AI.
Exactly.
They're not hiding it. They're like, look what AI can do. AI is crazy. But imagine they didn't give us this like note, you know, or this precursor, like, yo, they don't let us know if it's AI or not. What? We're going to get fooled eventually.
Yeah, that's like the whole transgender thing. But anyhow,
What?
No, because if they don't tell you, then bad people are getting fooled.
That's true, but like, you should be able to tell. But sometimes you can't.
But technology has gotten better for them too.
I guess there is a parallel there.
Yes, fam. Like, we need to be letting people know if it's AI. Like, everything is more than meets the eye now, fam. So it's like, are you a woman? Is this an AI generated image? You don't know what to believe, fam.
It's all deceptive.
Yes.
Decepticons.
More than meets the eye. I'll cut that in there. Let's start this shit up, man.
Oh.
Yo, Chubbs. I found some T-Pain, man. Bring back T-Pain, man. He's still around, man. I don't know why I'm playing with this guy's name.
He's one of the bigger streamers.
Yes. Oh, man. Let's get into the shit, man. We are it's the worst, most smoked out podcast. We love hip hop. I'm your host of the most toast, Friday Ricky Dread, aka make you say hell yeah. We out here, man.
I was not expecting that.
You know, get my little singing on. We back over here. Episode 590, B3 Studios. Listen, this is like first day of summer, or we're back into the summer now, man. For the people who might be watching this on the Tuesday, because we're on a Monday where people usually watch this, happy Canada Day. You know
happy Canada Day.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
Hold on. Give me some air horns for Canada.
Yeah, no, happy Canada Day. Make sure you get your fireworks going. I heard they're telling people not to do the fireworks, but if they're doing them for Diwali, do it for Canada Day.
Nah, fam, I've been already hearing the fireworks, but we'll definitely get into a Canada Day segment I have near the end of the show here. Also, big salute to Dusty Wallace. Dusty Wallace is out in the world. He'll be back soon, okay? But yeah, big salute to him, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got back over here.
Yes.
Back on the Mr. On Roads,
I guess.
All right. Behind the wheels of steel at any one of your functions, taking your requests. We got DJ Czar in the motherfucking building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DJ Czar, aka Borough Sound, aka Young Shawarma, back at it like a crack addict.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got the turkey jersey on. I just want to make it clear this is not a political statement because I don't want to be responsible for whatever Turkey does during these end times. I'm just repping, you know, my mother's side, and I could speak Turkish. I feel like do you feel like people usually connect more to the mother side or the father side of the culture?
Usually I feel like a lot of times the mother side, but I'm also coming from a place where like a lot of the time there ain't no pops around, so it's like, yeah, we connected to Mom Dukes, you know what I'm saying?
Just by default.
Just by default, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
But salute to the Turkish people, bro.
Salute to our Turkish viewers. I don't know if we have any, but if we do, tap in.
No, salute. Before we get into anything, I want to give a salute to the sponsors, and then we can get into our formalities. Big salute to Diamond Club, aka Canna Cans. They got the freshest piff in the city and the country. You know what I'm saying? Canna Cans keeps everything fresh in the cans. And if you go over to the Diamond Club page as well, you can get edibles, you can get pens, anything that you need. All right. Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page. That's Diamond Club _Canada, or you can find them on their other Instagram page. That's Canna Cans _Canada. Use the code We Love Hip Hop on the way out. Get yourself a fat discount, you know what I mean? Also, for if y'all want some grabber, I got some grabber on the table, courtesy of Real Hot Grabber. All right. There's bags, there's shakers, like what DJ Czar got in his hand.
The biggest shaker in the city. I kid you not. It's just massive.
And the grab is real hot, right? Fresh and natural. On the back over here it says fresh and natural hot grabber for experienced smokers only. Okay, not the lightweights. All right. Usually mixed with other products that enhance your smoking experience. All right. So salute to Real Hot Grabber. Hit them up on their Instagram page, Real Hot Grabber, and let them know that We Love Hip Hop Boys sent you. Last but not least, I want to salute to Only Loud. Okay, Only Loud got some of their own piff, which is some fire, and they got a bunch of different legacy blends under their umbrella. Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page if you want to get delivery in the GTA same day, in the Ottawa area same day, and across Canada. You can get the package sent. Hit them up on their Instagram page. That's Only Loud Canada, and you can find them on Snapchat, onlyloud.ca. DJ Czar, what's your week been like, man? Anything exciting you got into before we get into our topics?
First off, salute to Dusty Wallace.
Yes, salute.
You know, we miss you. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. But in terms of my week, man, I had a lot of gigs. There was a lot of like proms, graduations.
Yeah, because this is the season, fam. Like everybody's in graduation mode, fam. You must be hella busy.
Yeah, it was a good week, and yeah, I can't lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been having like a kind of content crisis with Borough Sound.
Talk to me about this, bro. Because like I seen you post an interview the other day. What's Shorty's name that you posted the interview?
Shen Takeover.
Shen Takeover.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's the one who has the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's dope.
Right. So talk. What's going on with the channel? Talk to me.
I think like honestly, I'm almost at 10K subs. I'm at 9K. So it's still growing, and I'm still posting. I'm posting shorts and stuff because I think how do I say this? Like once you become a partner, you're kind of a slave to the algorithm, and now you're trying to tailor content towards making money. And then when it doesn't, you're kind of like, I didn't even want to do that. I just did it for this, you know? So then you kind of think, okay, what type of content do I want to make in general, right?
Yeah.
And then when I think about the content I do want to make, it's kind of larger scale. Maybe not larger scale in like the crazy sense, but like you still got to invest in it.
Yeah.
And then like YouTube ads alone won't give you that payback. You need sponsors.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and you're talking about like when you're doing like a pop the balloon or something like
those
that.
type of, that cost money. You know what I'm saying? Like
rentals, all that shit.
Exactly. And I want to do it in like, I want to do high quality videos. I don't want to just recycle stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like the Toronto niche, I don't know. Sometimes I question whether like that's what I want to continue making content with. I love interviewing people. I love podcasting. I like doing video essays and stuff.
Yes.
But sometimes like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like doing too small of a niche by focusing on Toronto. And then I see you and I'm like, okay, you got to do at least that and more if you're trying to like, you know, like make this crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you're already the guy. It's like, I don't know. Why would I just do exactly what Friday's doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think in my opinion, you got to do what makes you feel good, right? I think being a slave to the algorithm, I can completely understand that. But I've been watching a lot of YouTubers who've been saying you got to kind of mix it up a bit. Like, yes, you're trying to make videos that are going to perform well, but also just make videos of the things that you enjoy, things that you're into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes I get into a whole true crime thing and cover that on the live stream and stuff. It has nothing to do with rap. And people are like, well, yo, why are you talking about it? It has nothing to do with hip hop. Because I'm interested in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then so it so happens like a bunch of other people are interested in it too. So it does well. But it's literally just because that's what I care about.
I feel you. And I think the thing that's been kind of like keeping me from, I still want to do that content is because I do want to see like Toronto culture thrive. And, you know, like I want to help build that and be a part of it and like contribute my skills to doing that. But then sometimes you're also like, is this just like a lost cause? Like, is this like, you know what I'm saying? Like, should I be focusing on something else or should I continue doing some that's not necessarily working in that sense, you know?
Yeah. It goes back to, it's not even focusing on whatever is, I guess, even for the better cause, whatever you feel good focusing on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't feel like focusing on Toronto shit, but you feel you might have an obligation because you're from here, then just don't focus on Toronto shit. It's just it's something you don't, it's not, you know, you don't feel like doing on your channel.
I don't know. You're right. It's like
people might make you feel this pressure, like, yo, you got to put on for them. Says who?
But it's also like, I understand that the only thing that interests the Toronto audience, if I'm playing towards that, is the mixy stuff. You know what I'm saying? The music isn't really what's carrying.
Yes.
I showed you that list. The only Toronto artist that was on it was Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not one press and nobody else.
Nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that's gonna like affect like what I do. I'm just saying it's an example of like the world is bigger than Toronto, but because we're so in this bubble that like we inflate everything that's within Toronto, we kind of like trap ourselves in like this small market.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to get Toronto audiences. I'm not saying change the audience that you have on your channel, but as your audience grows, the different things that you're interested in, the subscribers that are going to come in are going to be interested in those things, and you'll have a diverse audience. Some people are into Toronto shit. Some people are into the different videos that you made that brought them in. It changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know that if you gather your subscribers for like a certain type of content and you make content outside of that, the algorithm's not even going to show it to them.
Yes, this is also true.
So now you're getting like 200 views on something you spent like hours and hours on, and you're like, what the heck? I have like thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
This could have been a sick video on like a random channel, but because you have branded your channel in a certain way, you're kind of like forced to play to what the algorithm wants.
Yeah.
And I feel like realistically, like for my algorithm, like it would probably be, because even the Pop the Balloon, like it didn't even, I've had crazier interviews. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would probably say like even like a Honcho interview or something like that. That's what the algorithm wants me to put out. And I'd be down to do a Honcho interview. You know what I'm saying? We have one in the works, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Soon. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't want to be part of the problem. And I feel like sometimes we promote some effery, bro.
Let's talk about it. Before we get into our topics, because our first topic that we have here is ADAM22 pulling up in Toronto.
Yeah.
Right? But let's talk about the promotion of fuckery, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've had this debate multiple times in my comment sections. Like, yo, all you guys do is promote the effery. Do you feel that?
I think that sometimes blog pages, some of the content creators, and even like us sometimes, like we are forced to play to what the audience wants and also what the rappers are doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's almost like you can't be mad at us for doing what the game is kind of set up to do with the social media game.
Yes.
In that sense, because we're trying to maximize views, because we're trying to maximize impact, which is going to, you know, like increase everything, you know?
Yeah.
So let's say like one rapper disses someone and there's like some sort of like story, Instagram story. We're going to reshare that. And we're just doing what the rappers, like we're just displaying what the rappers are doing in a sense.
We're putting people up on the news, basically, of what's going on.
Yeah, but I also feel like we are adding to like the frequency of whatever is happening in that sense. Like we're putting fuel on fire in a sense. And it starts with us, but it also starts with the audience.
Right.
And that leads me to be like, okay, well, maybe the Toronto audience isn't necessarily the niche demographic anyone should be targeting themselves towards, because the world is much bigger than Toronto. There's thousands of cities as big as Toronto in the world. Probably not, but like probably like hundreds.
So do you think that the Toronto audience like mainly like only likes drama? And that's because I just dropped the interview on Thursday, right? Big salute to Toby. He's been doing this thing, and I know people, oh, Toby again, oh my God. But like he's doing this thing, he's moving around in LA. He just came back here to just do a few interviews, then he's back over there. The interview didn't crack 1,000.
I know. I actually watched the interview. It was a good interview.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how this guy went to high school close to Tory Lanez's high school, and 4 y'all were in that era.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, like, Toronto is a big city. It's probably one of like the top 20 or 30 cities population wise. So, but there are a lot of other markets you can go towards.
Yeah.
Toronto does like the drama because I don't know, there's that street element to like our music scene, at least in this portion of the Toronto music scene. There's a whole other one. There's like EDM ones that are like massive that we don't even interact with. You might just walk by someone on like Queen Street East and they're like some EDM DJ producer.
Yeah, or
from
like
Europe.
the EDM podcaster that keeps you up on all of the news. No, because they might have niche podcasts and different shows that keep them up on shit that have way more views than us, fam, and listeners, because their content niches are like huge compared to a lot of hip hop niches, bro.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree that the blogs have a partial responsibility to it, but it's like a double-edged sword. Because as somebody who posts both, I literally see the results of posting other types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Posting interviewers or people who I interview that are not into bullshit. Posting some good news about something like an accolade that somebody got or something like, ain't nobody care, bro. And it's there. It's available to be clicked on.
I know. But then sometimes it kind of begs the question, like, should you even play that game if that's like, well, I have to do that because if I don't, it's not going to work. And it's like, I feel that because I've been in that predicament, like, and I face that a lot. And like, even sometimes when I post stuff on my story, I know it has to be something that perhaps someone might be either inspired or triggered by. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And usually it's like the trigger ones that are like, that's going to get the engagement. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the nature of social media, but it's a lot of like over stimulation of information. It's unnecessary information a lot of the time. So I don't know.
That's why the negative sticks. There's so much stuff to take in that something positive is going to go in one ear and right out the other, but something negative that you want to comment on because you felt a way about it, it's going to stick with you for at least 15 minutes more than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But do you feel like if we are, I don't want to say platforming, but if we encourage certain artistry that glorifies debauchery or glorifies negative things, right? Like, are we also responsible for promoting that?
Yes and no. We're responsible if we don't also provide the balance, right? So, for example, a guy like Ason Eastwood, I've interviewed a couple of times on the platform. Amazing rapper, pushes positivity. He's not into the polys. He's still on some grimy shit, but he's just one of those lyrical guys, right? You got to have an interview with him, or as well as K Money, was going through all of the drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be a balance of both. If you only provide one, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking the music itself speaks for itself. Like, I think the main reason should be the music.
Yes.
That's what kind of initially was the reason. But now I just feel like the music part is out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just drama.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Because this is real life. This is people's real lives that we're like kind of talking about or like enhancing in certain ways. Like, I don't know.
It's not just a Toronto thing. That's just music, period. Nobody's really pushing music more than they're pushing the content. But let's get into some of our topics. And before we get into it, salute to the subscribers. Anybody who's watching, right? I want to show love to the subscribers, man, because y'all have been showing us love for the last few years, tapping into these lives or these premieres and stuff like that. So, we got a lot of love for y'all, man. Thank you. But let's get into some of these topics here. I'm glad we're filming on a Sunday because Saturday, ADAM22 posted that he was in Toronto.
Discover Cans, where quality meets innovation. With over 24 premium strains, each carefully sealed in our signature cans for maximum freshness. We're redefining the cannabis experience. Trusted Canada-wide for consistency and reliability. We deliver the product you deserve. Elevate your expectations and explore the difference with Cans. You can find Cans on Instagram at @Cans_Canada, or you can find them on the Diamond Club page, DiamondClub_Ontario. Make sure to use the code WeLoveHipHop on the way out and get yourself a little discount. Salute to the sponsors. Cheer!
And then bada boom, bada bing, from there, he was in Jungle, right? So he popped up in Jungle. And then he went over to Malvern and did an interview with Savv4x. So Top 5 and Savv4x in one day. Let me pull up some of this shit, man, so you can see.
And then they went to a club after, I believe, all three of them.
Yeah. They were busy. Where did I post?
I feel like that's a pretty big look, though.
Yes, definitely. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Get your chain back, nigga. See? We brought ADAM22 to the trenches, nigga. He gets on his demon shit right away. We can't even get a damn intro to this video. We outside, man. Let's go. We on a world tour, man. Come on, Toronto. Let's go. So this is my mom's old house. I told you what used to happen over here. Yup.
On the Varna, Adam, no jumper. A lot of shit happens.
And we just chilling, man.
Come on, we making a movie. Come on.
What's up? Let's go.
Yo, take a pic. Stop that camera and take a pic.
All right. And he also pulled up on Savv4x and them. And let me see if I can find the Savv4x one. But yeah, he's been busy. Oh, here we go.
We on a world tour, man.
On a world tour.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. For less. For less. Oh God.
Damn. We on a world tour, man.
So he's moving around.
I think that's I feel like it's a big dub for Scarborough specifically because I do think Savv makes it clear that, yo, I'm from Scarborough.
Yeah.
So that awareness, I feel like, is a great thing. And shout out to Adam for actually pulling up. I think this is big for the city. Yeah. Let's see how it resonates with the LA audience because I know they're very curious to see where Top5 is from.
Yeah.
And how he moves.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like, I think this is part of Adam's series that he's been putting on because he did one in New York City not too long ago. He got a little bit of backlash for the New York City one, bringing that blood guy there with him. But he's moving around. He's going from city to city doing these hood vlogs. I know there's going to be people who are going to say from like the audience and maybe other audiences that like he's doing voyeurism. I've heard academics bring this up in past streams when he's talked about Brandon Buckingham.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's kind of the same thing? The voyeurism aspect, the white non-hood guy in the hood, like.
Yeah, I feel like it has its roots in like early anthropology when they were sending European anthropologists to random African villages and having them study them and then bring back the information. When the women get in heat, they begin this dance. Like, you know, like whatever, you know? There are elements of that mostly because of him being a white dude and these being predominantly black kids or whatever. So there is an element of that, but I do see the journalistic element of it as well, where, yo, he's just trying to showcase, he's trying to make content, not only for himself, but for us. You know, he wants to showcase and platform this hood. So there could be a mutual benefit or exchange. Maybe he's paying them, you know? I think
they're probably getting paid indirectly just from the promo.
Exactly. So I feel like as long as there's a mutually agreed upon benefit and both parties are cool with it, I don't think it becomes voyeurism. I think it becomes voyeurism when you're just like a random African villager and then some white guy comes with a pen and pad and just staring at you. You know, like.
Yeah, all parties involved know what's going on and what they're getting out of the experience. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I think when people do that, that's like usually like the woke crowd that try to pull that type of shit. But I just want to address that part because I know people are going to be like, oh, that's that culture vulture shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that part of that.
But I feel like you will never be able to escape the culture vulture comments as anyone who's white or white passing in hip hop or in, I guess, yes, maybe like black nominated spaces perhaps, but it depends. No, I would say hip hop. Well,
it depends because, you know, I don't think that like bootleg Kev, I think somebody like yourself wouldn't get as much backlash for going into the hood as like an ADAM22.
But that's kind of like related to what I said earlier about like promoting the F-ry. And I think that kind of has caught up to him in a lot of ways. And I'm sure there are a lot of people where they would, if they seen Adam, something would happen because of what he said about one of their cousins or something, you know,
or they feel that, like you said, they promote the stuff. Oh, every time they go up on your no jumper place, people get arrested and you be trying to make them say incriminating shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like people put those types of labels on certain guys. So it makes it hard for, you know, it makes it more shocking when they pop up in the hood. Even somebody like myself as a black guy and they feel that like I incite shit sometimes or I'm provocative, I probably even won't get as much flack for going into somebody's hood because I'm black. Even though maybe not as bad as Adam, but I've been called a lot of the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like on like a smaller scale.
On a smaller scale, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But the racial aspect with me, I've done a in the hood thing with Roadrunner. Nobody ever said, yo, why is Friday going into the hood?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying we're saying this. I'm saying this is questions that people in the audience usually say. Oh, why is he going in there? Why is Brandon going in there? You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like a lot of the people who think like that, it's a minority of the audience, but a loud minority.
Yes.
Where these are the people that are going to comment, that are going to spam your chat or whatever, you know? So I feel like that's the type of audience member we're dealing with in that situation.
Yeah, the super old heads, like, even when it came to the New York experience, when he went over there, like, even though I am an old head, I'm not one of those old heads who sit there on their platform and be like, why is he out here? He needs to get out of here. You letting the culture vulture come into our culture. And it's like, oh my God.
I get it. But I actually do get it, though. Like, I can understand accusations of a culture vulture because I always relate it to other cultures. Like, if you are doing Turkish music and you are visibly, like, not Turkish, people are going to hate on you.
Yeah, they'll get cheesed.
You do that in Asia, same thing. You do that, like, in Bollywood or whatever. Like, you could do well.
Yeah.
You might have the shock value of being the novelty token, you know, non-local doing their music.
Yeah.
But of course, the majority of people wouldn't really. But I feel like the difference with Black culture is that because it's so permeated into overall pop culture, that it's kind of like it's a gray area because it's like, how can you control the influence at this point?
And, you know, it's been said over the years, over the decades, that Black culture is the most giving. We let people take from our culture like crazy and get nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Get a pat on the back, or a lot of times not even get the credit for even being rock and roll. All that shit is all Black culture that was like taken. You know what I'm saying? With no credits.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Even the slang, the vernacular, like
all this shit,
fashion, everything. And I think because it became blended with the mainstream, it became harder to gatekeep in a sense because it's just so like normalized. Like even someone who's not super into Black culture might say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I think that might be an Italian thing, but I know Black people probably popularized that.
Yo,
what's up?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, she's bad.
Yeah.
You know, like just random little things that it's like, it's just little insertions or whatever, but like it's so subtle that it's just like, okay, it's just normalized.
Yeah. One last thing on this ADAM22 and in Toronto stuff, because I know people are going to be saying in the audience, like, so what, man didn't pull up on We Love Hip Hop. I had my friggin' rant last week talking about, how these guys don't pull up on no Canadian creators like that, or they take their time to pull up on Canadian creators. What are your thoughts on that, man? Because as soon as he came out here, and I ain't hating. I think it's a good look for both Savv and Top 5 to do an interview with No Jumper, especially their hood vlogs, right? But they don't have that same excitement for anybody over here.
Well, no one here is as big or has as big of a platform as ADAM22, realistically, right? So I wouldn't even take it personally. Like if I were you, I wouldn't take it personally. Like, why didn't you pull up on We Love Hip Hop? It's like literally a numbers thing with these guys. Like, let's say you like you said, if we randomly hit 1 million views tomorrow and our subscribers went from 45K to like 500K, they'd be knocking at the door.
Yeah.
And I think people are just going to serve whatever benefits them. And I think it did for them. They saw it as a benefit. Perhaps you could argue that maybe they don't see it beneficial coming onto here. Maybe that's how they perceive it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure because they themselves have big platforms and they also are, well, I don't know about Top 5, but for Savv, like he has like a younger audience. So I don't know what they're tapped into. Like, I don't know how many of them are watching We Love Hip Hop, for example, you know?
Yeah. I would say a very good percentage of them still.
The younger ones,
based
right?
on the analytics, yes. Definitely. So, especially from the performance of any video that we do on Savv4x. I can tell.
And in my opinion, I think it would be beneficial for him to pull up for an interview here because I think people just want to see his personality. And I think you would be able to ask him the right questions. You kind of understand the lore and the history. I feel like with Adam, he was kind of learning as he went.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like you kind of already knew the background pre-existing.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. I think even though we're not the bigger platform, obviously, when it comes to We Love Hip Hop, you come here to get the real interviews with these people from Toronto, in Toronto, in their language. They get to speak more freely. They're not going to have to say things where they have to repeat themselves, because I understand everything that they're saying. They can speak in their slang, and we can get to more. How do you feel about these different accolades that you've been achieving over the years, coming from where I know you come from? You know what I'm saying? These are the different types of conversations that they, if they want to have them, they can have over here on We Love Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Not to say that Adam and those guys are not giving real interviews, but real interviews where like you're really getting to know these guys' personality in a different way.
Yeah, and as well as people from that area, from different generations. So you asking him, yo, were you guys listening to Honcho Hoodlum? Like whatever. Like you would have like relevant questions that only Toronto audience would understand, but it would be like a deeper journalistic dive in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So both work. I'm not saying don't do the other ones because that would make me a hater, but also I feel like they need to do the home team ones. Not only We Love Hip Hop, but like home team platforms like We Love Hip Hop as well to get those authentic Toronto interviews. I think it helps their career as well when people look back.
Who are the American creators who are putting on for the Toronto rappers? So we got A.W.O.L. We got Adam at this point,
right?
And even from before, our Aiden Ross. Let's argue.
Aiden Ross has done it. Well, with who? Let's do the
with Five, BFR.
Well, it was at the same time. It was at the same time.
At the same time, so it still counts.
Yeah.
Who else? And is that the plateau? Like, is that the threshold? Is that the ceiling where it's like, okay, you'll be able to get on one of these pods? But what happens after that? You can get to Vlad. Vlad has done a couple of Toronto interviews.
He's done more than a couple, but the other ones that he's done are more way back in the days. Like he interviewed Bishop. He's interviewed a few people back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
The only man that got to Breakfast Club was Pressa.
And Smiley.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's hard. It's kind of hard to really think. It's Adam and A.W.O.L. A.W.O.L is the main one. You know what I'm saying?
Charlie Sloth, UK. Well, that's
Charlie Sloth is like, yeah, if you get over to the UK and you're that poppin', then you can go on Charlie Sloth, like how Northside Benji and Smoke Dogg and all of them went on. But there's not really much outside of Canada, like creators that are like staunch Toronto or Canadian, like spotlighting people like that, or like even up on the scene like that.
Like, yeah, they're not many other creators are tapped in.
Yeah.
How tapped in do you feel like these guys are to Toronto? Like, I feel like it's probably one of many things. Are they obsessed? You know what I'm saying? Like,
who are you talking about? No Jumper and them?
Yeah.
I think there's different members who are more tapped in. For example, like Flocko. Flocko was super tapped in. He interviewed Sagittarius Shawty.
Oh, he was super tapped in.
Yeah. He brought, when she was in LA, he brought her over to the No Jumper studio and interviewed her.
Yeah.
And he was asking about Rambo and a man like Joseph and stuff like that. Like Flocko's tapped in. Adam, I think, has been more tapped in over the years, but maybe not as tapped in as a Flocko. Everybody else, I don't really think they're that tapped in, bro.
Yeah, I just feel like there are other things to be tapped into. There are probably hundreds of things better to tap into.
Not even better. Like LA has a bunch of their own shit going on, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're in America, you have like the city stuff, then you have the state stuff, then you have the coast stuff, then you have the whole country stuff. Then you can, if you really want, like there's other cultures too. Like, I don't know. There's just, they have so much going on culturally that like, if they are tapped into us, that does say something to an extent.
Yes. If they know certain names, like I'll give Academics the most credit because he did those streams where he brought all of the Toronto rappers together. So you got to see like A.R. Paisley and all these different people on the stream that are not even they're popular, but not the top of the popularity. You know what I'm saying? So he brought mad rappers on that stream. Adam, he gets kudos also because a lot of rappers have gone over there and done interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So It's not like he doesn't have the door open. It's just that you got to go over there. This is the first time he's been here.
True, but like out of the artists that have gone on No Jumper, do you feel like they've taken advantage of that opportunity, or was it just like a moment and then like it's just back to normal?
Well, it depends. Like a Pressa or a Smiley, like those guys have teams. They're doing the interview on a campaign run. But like a Lady SB, she didn't take advantage of her No Jumper moment. Like there's other people a lot of people have been at No Jumper who are from here in Toronto. It's just that they're either doing their music still or they just didn't take advantage of the moment.
And then there's the added fact that many people cannot cross the border.
Yes. Like Chrome was on there.
Yeah. Well, I think they didn't. Wasn't she signed to him for something?
They were thinking about it at the time. There was like a whole maybe signed to Plug Talk and all that type shit. But it was...
She took advantage of that, though.
Yeah. People got to see her on No Jumper. It went viral, and she kept on running up her OF. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she dropped more music videos that went viral. So
yeah, she seized full advantage, I would say, of that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, salute to ADAM22. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good look. I think people are waiting for me to be like hating on this shit, but if it helps the Toronto artists get more publicity, I'm never going to hate on that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It could open up the floodgates to people wanting to know what's going on in Toronto.
Facts.
You know, but it could also open the floodgates to, man, that's what the hoods are like in Canada.
How? Like when I look at the hoods, it don't look any different than the LA hoods.
I feel like it does look cleaner and more spacious.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those hoods in LA, like it's like a lot of grassy lawns and stuff like that. And people are getting shot right around the corner.
That's true. That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I feel like when
matter.
he was walking around like Malvern and different places, he was like, oh, he could be in some county and somewhere in LA. So that's him. Maybe somebody from New York might look at it differently. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Americans, let us know how you felt about that when it comes out.
When it finally drops, we'll be also looking and doing a reaction to it, man. Also in the news we have here, the boy Drake has been beefing low-key, I think, like low-key, he's been beefing with T-Pain, okay? He made some comments underneath one of T-Pain's last post, or a post that was up on Academics thing. Let me see if I can find the post here. Actually, it was on Keeps It Solid. Or I think it was actually a Toronto Rappers. It was a Toronto Rappers post. So salute to Toronto Rappers and Drake. He says, this guy's always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks my name. And I'll play the clip of what they're talking about here.
The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing. One thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I have ever since said, you really thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something. Let me know if you heard it. Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Hold, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. And I learned that from him. Like,
okay, so that's what the post that got Drake pissed. I don't want to say pissed off, but started this kind of issue. All right. People thought it was going to end just there and nobody was really going to say anything. It went on for a couple of days where nobody was really saying shit. But then Chubbs jumped out and started dissing.
I gotta find the DJ, T-Pain. Hold up, I gotta find the DJ. Hold up. I gotta get T-Pain right. Hold up, y'all gotta play some T-Pain in this bitch. Fuck y'all talking about? Where the DJ at? Hold up, T. That's where I'm at. T-Pain, I got you right now.
This is the most I ever heard Chubbs talk.
DJ.
That's actually funny. I can't lie.
That's the most I've ever heard Chubb speak in a long time. Now, I'm going to play you one more clip, and then I'm going to have 2 questions for you. All right? Now, this is the clip. The clip I'm going to play is why T-Pain actually has issues with Drake in the first place.
Okay.
All right? Because Drake said, every time this guy speaks on my name, what is it? He always has resentment for me every time, okay? He always has resentment. But people are wondering, why does he have resentment? People are like, okay, we don't hear any songs between these guys.
I thought it was a competitive thing.
Yeah, it could be. But T-Pain has a different sentiment. So this is an interview from Nappy Boy Radio from years ago. Maybe like 3 years ago.
December 2022.
Right. I got this on Facebook, bro.
He posted this on Christmas Day, December 25th.
So this is him, DJ Quick, and Meta World Peace having an interview.
Yeah, no, I know, man. I know.
Have you ever did a record with Drake?
I did 4 records with Drake.
Oh, wow. Am I missing something?
No, I nobody like knows this, but I wanted Drake to get on 5 o'clock in the morning, my record. Yeah. I drove from Atlanta to Toronto to go get the record, and he never did it.
You use a passport?
I had to cross the joint. I took my tour bus.
Yeah, them Canadians are.
I took my tour bus, went up from Atlanta to Toronto, chilled with him for like 3 days.
3 days.
I did 4 records for his album. He did 0 records for mine. But I went to go get a joint for me and ended up doing 4 shits for him. And it was like, okay.
Did he make the album? His album?
One of them did. One of them did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one?
It was on the Take Care album.
Did you use your vocals or just producing?
It was my vocals. Yeah, it was just vocals.
So
what song?
What song is on the Take Care album with T-Pain? Drake.
He did 4 songs with him?
He did 4 songs with Drake, and he got none of them, basically. I can't even see. It doesn't even show which one. It's not on the regular credits. It's probably deeper in the credits. So it's not even one of those ones where it's like featuring T-Pain. So I'm going to have three different questions about Drake for you.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
Question number 1. Does Drake have a reason to get at this guy like he did? Question number 2. Does T-Pain have a reason to have resentment from basically what I've just played for you?
Absolutely.
And other, because he said other things. There's other clips of him dissing Drake over the last few years. Like he dissed Honestly Nevermind. He goes off on Drake. Third question. Is Drake terminally online to be seeing all of these things and commenting? Respectfully.
Holy, this is like a university level essay question.
I was prepared for the segment here.
Oh
today.
my goodness. Okay, let's address it. Okay. So the first question, does Drake have the right to
should he be feeling a ways about T-Pain talking shit about him?
Should he, if he wants to? I mean, we don't know what else is going on behind the scenes.
True.
Maybe something happened where Drake didn't want to do the song. Maybe Drake didn't know. Like, there's so much more I need to know. But I can understand that if you're Drake and you're on your phone and you see T-Pain, every time you see T-Pain, he's talking about you.
Talking shit.
I wonder, Drake's algorithm is probably like bare people talking about him. Like, I can't imagine. Like,
just putting him in a negative space all the time.
Yeah, it's like, where are the cat videos?
Yeah, bro.
So, okay, in terms of that, yeah, Drake has every right to hold resentment, whether we think he should or not. It doesn't matter, but he has the right to do that.
Right.
T-Pain,
Hold on. I said feel the ways. Resentment is different.
Okay, feel the ways. Oh, yeah, sorry. T-Pain.
Now, T-Pain is the resentment man.
Yes.
Should T-Pain have resentment for Drake?
I would. If I drove that far wanting a record, I end up doing 4 of your songs and you don't end up doing the one record I came for, I would resent you a little bit, especially if we were hanging out. I thought maybe he just ghosted him and it's like, oh, okay, it's just off the principle. No. You guys hung out. You could have done the record.
He drove the tour bus from Atlanta to Toronto. He didn't even drive a car. He drove a tour bus down there, bro. Went to customs. You know what I'm saying? Had to get the tour bus searched and all type of shit, probably. Hang out in Toronto for 4 days, 3 days, and then man just like, yeah.
Yo, they were probably hanging out, having a good time. Like, oh, you still want to do that record? He's like, yeah, yo, but hop on this first, man. Hop on this. And then T-Pain, oh, man, that's a good song, man. Yeah, we're going to go out. Pull up. We're going to go to dinner after. It's like, all right, everything's fun. Next day, it's like, oh, man, what do you think about that record? He's like, yo, I just got to finish this one song, man. You can hop on this one. You can go out. By the time it was done, it's just like, oh, man, I can't do the record, man.
Yeah. Next time, though, I got you, though, fam. Next time you come to Toronto. And listen, I'm going to say it tracks. It doesn't track because it's Drake. It tracks because it's Toronto mans. That sounds like some Toronto man shit. Just some finessing Kowalin, bro.
Yeah, like, I don't know why he wouldn't have done. I need to know what year this was. Okay, he said 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So what year did that song come out?
That's the T-Pain song?
Yeah, and Take Care. What year did Take Care come out?
Take Care came out in, I have that pulled up over here on the screen. What year did Take Care come out? 2011. So this is old shit, bro.
Was T-Pain still booming them times?
That's a good question also, broski, because it might have been like, bro, you ain't even hot like that. Like, I can bless you. Or maybe you can like add a little couple of vocals to my shit, but we ain't even going to put you as one of the main liners on the song. Like, that's super cold to not even be. His name's not even featured on one of the features here, bro.
It's disappointing how many people underrate T-Pain's impact on music, especially modern, especially all these rappers. But some people say like that's what caused the downfall. But I think at the peak of autotune, it was good. Like, and even when they had that transition era to like SoundCloud rap, where like everyone was using autotune, but it was kind of swaggy a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, now it's just like standard. Like he actually changed the way music sounds.
And there's a part that people are saying that Drake might have resentment for this guy because, T-Pain might have resentment for Drake because he stole the sauce. Because there's a clip of T-Pain on Joe Budden's show saying that, oh, that's all me. Scorpion's disc 2, that's all me. And I'm thinking to myself, what's all, like, he did the way he used the auto-tune, like, what's all him? I figured it out when we were starting the podcast earlier, bro. Respectfully, it was the simping. Drake has been the king of simping in lyrics from time, bro. Taking girls from the strip club, I can save you, da-da-da-da-da. That's part of his image. I'm not even saying as a diss. That's part of his image. Like, oh, I got all these girls. Don't worry, I can put you through college. T-Pain is the originator of that shit, bro.
So trickin' rap.
Trickin' rap, yes.
Yeah, I mean, okay, because simping, there was already simping R&B.
Yes.
But when you talk about tricking,
like, I'm gonna take the strip club.
T.I.
Taking girls out of the strip club?
Yeah, that was literally like, if you watch the Whatever You Like music video, the first scene when he's at like, you way too pretty to be working at the burger joint.
Burger joint. Difference. Strip club. That's a different level of tricking because burger joint is like, you're a regular girl, I can change your life, right? But the girls who are in the strip club, they're supposed to be like scandalous, and not have always the best intentions for you. If you're there trying to be their boyfriend, you're going to end up getting played.
And then you're going to sing about that.
Yes.
Problem is, I meet a girl tonight, then I go and treat her too nice. But how about Tyga?
Not as famous. Doesn't have any reason to resent Tyga.
So you're saying Drake is the king of trick music, or is it T-Pain?
T-Pain is the originator, right? Taking the girls out the club. I'm in love with a stripper. Like, literally, the song is called I'm in love with a stripper. But Drake built on that formula and made it his own. I think in T-Pain's opinion. Because I'm thinking to myself, what's all me? When he said Scorpion, that's all me. And it's not the production style or the way he's singing. Everybody uses a little autotune, and Drake doesn't use heavy autotune on his singing that he sounds like T-Pain. So then I started thinking to myself, what's all him? It's in the track there.
I feel like Akon was doing a lot of tricking music too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's the song that Jaded? Right, where he's talking about chasing the girl around and going to her parents' house and all type of da-da-da. He's like, yo, that's all me, man. That's me, man. I chase these girls around from time. You doing me.
But I feel like hasn't there been this type of music since like the 70s or 80s where like mans are rapping or singing about like wanting to spoil a girl?
Begging music.
Begging. That's more simping, not tricking.
Okay, so here's the difference, right? The begging music was just like I'm begging for my girlfriend to come back and
baby come back.
Right? Get with me. But they're talking about regular girls. I'm not saying the strippers aren't regular girls, but I'm saying they're talking about regular girls. They're not talking about literal strippers in the club. Girls who are getting dollars. Like these guys are talking about, I'm going to throw dollars on you and then I'm going to make you my wife.
I can change your life so easily.
Yes, this is not a thing that has been normalized for years. Especially in hip hop, it was like, we don't trick on these hoes.
We don't love these hoes.
We don't love these hoes. These guys switched the game up, especially T-Pain. So then when Drake was like, I'm trying to go to the club, is Malaya working? And like he's calling them out by name. Like he extended the T-Pain formula. In T-Pain's opinion.
I think he has a valid opinion, but I think Drake just kind of increased what T-Pain was doing with the stripper element. Because now that I be DJing at strip clubs here and there, you realize like that is kind of, you want the strippers to rock with your music.
Yes.
And if you're literally making songs like Rich Baby Daddy or Nokia, where like these strippers feel like you're talking to them and you're literally saying bars that would insinuate that like they could be the one, they're going to rock with your songs. They're going to dance to your songs. They're going to tell the DJ to play your songs. They're going to play the song in the car. When they go out, they're going to request the song. And everyone wants to impress those girls.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. We're seeing like a transition or like a normalization where I feel like back in the day when you thought like stripper, it was such a like separate member of society. It's like it was very taboo. But now it's just like so normalized. Like you'll see them at the grocery store, like during the day, like when they're not working. You're just like,
we're always seeing them at the grocery store. They never ordered their food because
I feel like nah, okay, maybe that was what I was trying to insinuate is that like there's less taboo around them, so we just see them as normal people. Whereas I feel like when I was younger, I just imagined like some like whore, like you know what I'm saying. Now I'm like, no, these girls are so cool. They're actually really cool.
It's Drake and T-Pain's fault. They normalized strippers, which is cool. They needed to be normalized. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's promoting it too.
Part of the reason why T-Pain has an issue with Drake, mind you. Driving down to Toronto and getting no songs, I think is the main issue.
100%.
But that's part of it too. Like, not only did I drive here and you wasted my time, you've been taking my sauce forever.
I could understand that sentiment, and I think there's probably an element of while T-Pain was on his way out, Drake was on the come up. So it's like while you're seeing each other, one is elevated, one is it's not a happy moment.
He's like, you need a life raft, homie?
The fact that this guy's Canadian is always going to probably piss off some Americans.
Facts.
For some reason. Probably the fact that he's light-skinned. Maybe the fact that he's Jewish.
Yes.
I'm not accusing T-Pain of thinking that.
Somebody said in another interview, because I've been watching clips, somebody said, I forgot what clip I was watching, but they said, if you were light-skinned, you'd be Drake.
That's an unfortunate thing to hear if you're T-Pain.
Right.
And it probably adds to the overall resentment or maybe the overall tension between like dark skins and light skins or so-called tension or whatever. Because I don't know, man. Like I could totally understand why T-Pain would be frustrated, but I also think that he kind of, how do I say, like you might sound like a grumpy old guy when you go about it like this. Or the way Drake is framing him with the comment makes it seem like that.
Even though like he's gone grumpy.
we didn't know about I didn't know about the going to Toronto for a record until right now. So now it's kind of like, oh, you have every reason not to like this guy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm glad. I felt like I saw it in another video, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna need to bring this to the podcast and point that out, because with all due respect, we're a team Toronto or whatever, but we ain't just gonna jump on T-Pain for no reason, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to to troll him with Chubbs and all that, but like he might have a reason to be cheesed, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my third question is Drake terminally online?
What do you mean terminally?
Like he responds to a lot of shit. Salute to Toronto rappers. he gave them the love from responding underneath their post. So he didn't go to like the shade room or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like he's on every page and we love it, right? But like, it's like, fam, like, you're the biggest rapper in the world. Don't you have other things going on, fam? Like, how do you see all of this shit, my guy?
I don't know. I feel like his phone is probably so connected to his life that he's probably on his phone just as much or maybe more than we are.
Yeah.
His Instagram is probably crazy. If my Instagram looked like Drake's Instagram, it would be crazy. Yeah. I'd always be on that. Just, what celebrity girl's hitting me up right now? Oh, this is that. Oh, there's a money opportunity here. Oh, what's this? What's that?
Yes, but would you, at the level of Drake, be responding? Because you got to understand, your comments have so much impact that they're going to be headlines. So you have to be selective on who you respond to, who you DM, because they might post your messages online. Like, it's a different thing, fam.
If I had Drake's Instagram, I would be turning up everyone's Instagram. I would just be dropping random comments, random fire emojis, GIFs. You know, so you might hit a like random here. Obviously, it has to be something that you actually align with or you think is funny.
Yes.
But I would go about doing that. I'd be like Santa Claus. I'd be like, here's a career, and here's a career, and here's a career, and here's a career. Like,
but if you do that too much, then it starts losing its sizzle. You got to be selective. Or if you do it to people who are trash, like, then it's like you don't even have taste.
Okay, it used to be selective, but when I seen this guy opened up his comment section on Instagram where I could comment,
just did that, yes.
I'm like, okay, the exclusivity of the club, it's not there anymore. But back in the day, if you were on the post, that meant something.
Yeah. Why do you think he even did that, bro? Like opening up his comments. And this still stays on to him being terminally online because, and I'm not even saying this as a disrespect because people might be like, yo, why you dissing, man? So you call him terminal online? Like, so what are you, a doom scroller? Like, no, but like opening up your comment section is like a technique now to boost the engagement. But like, why?
What was the post about? Was it an advertisement?
No, but like, I'm just saying any Drake post. Now that anybody can comment, like, why? Why now?
I don't know. Maybe he felt like the people who were given that exclusivity, aka you, maybe he got to your guys' head. I see Mandem commented on stuff, dropping like, maybe he felt like some people would be fake just to end up on his post. Not saying you, but I'm saying other people, like once Drake follows them and you're like glazing everything he does because you just want to comment something.
Yeah. Yeah, because once the comments are open, now you can get negative comments.
Yeah, I think that was the point, was before he would filter it out by, okay, if I follow you, you're probably not going to say something too crazy on my post.
We're not gonna jump in the comments and be like, yo, that's trash. Not funny. You thought you were funny with that post, Drake? No,
you're commenting goat emojis. Like,
yeah, and just keeping it moving, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe he's trying to show that he doesn't care about the haters.
Yeah, maybe. That still doesn't answer the question about him being terminally online, seeing every single post.
Man, you have to allow him Friday. This shouldn't even be a question. Why is Drake always online? Bro, that guy makes so much money online. Why would he not be online?
True.
If you're I'm always on my Instagram.
Me too.
I have significantly way less followers and motion than Drake, and I'm always online. So why wouldn't he be online? I'm sure he experiences real life stuff too.
No, the reason I'm asking, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, it's just because he's the level that he's at, and people who are on his level are not usually as online. They have other people managing their page. They don't respond to their own comments. Like, this guy is literally like as if he's not the biggest rapper in the world, recording music on a regular basis, doing shows, photo shoots. Like, bro, like.
So you're saying for the caliber of artist that Drake is, he shouldn't be so freely online?
I'm not saying shouldn't. I'm just saying it's just surprising that he has the time. Like, how people must be sending you this shit, bro.
I guess, but what does a day in the life of Drake look like? Like, it seems like he's always busy because he has that aura.
Yeah.
But he could have a very like chill life some days when he's
boring.
Like, he wakes up, he just goes on his Instagram, like a billion notifications. You're like, all right, let me go through this. He probably does a little workout or something, hoop a little bit, chill with Adonis a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like go to the studio.
This guy's typed the doom scroll for like 3 hours where we have like jobs and shit to
That
do.
guy could doom stroll for 3 weeks, broski, without leaving his crib and still have so much money and not. He could literally just doom scroll all the time, and maybe he goes through that. Maybe he's like, "Yo, I'm bored, but I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna just chill at the crib and just go on my phone, bottle up, drink, whatever." Like, bro, that he's literally at the end of the day, he's just a random Toronto guy at the same time as being the biggest artist in the world.
True.
You know, like so, like. What would you do if you had like all the followers and stuff, you already got touring around the world.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be at your crib, balling up a spliff, have a meal there, maybe a drink, maybe a lady.
Just
and
scrolling.
you're gonna be on your phone, like, yo, let me see what celebrities hitting me up now.
Just giggling at my phone at cat videos and shit.
You're not gonna get no cat videos. It's like, oh wow, Gwen Stefani like this. Oh, she messaged me. Oh, I forgot to respond to Jimmy Fallon. Oh, wait. 50 Cent just messaged me.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that, broski. Like,
That's kind of crazy still.
He has to be on his phone.
There's no cat videos to this guy's algorithm.
Yo, someone send this guy some cat memes so we could change up his algorithm.
Yo, Drizzy, I got you, bro. I got some funny cat videos I'm gonna send you, bro.
Are you really gonna send him one?
I'm gonna send
Do
him
one
to him,
and then actually screenshot it.
This guy's gonna unfollow me, bro.
No.
What the fuck are you sending me cat videos for, Bridget? You wishing man good night? Oh man, but listen, salute to Drake, salute to T-Pain. All right, I didn't want to make any disrespect to T-Pain because he is a legend, fam. It's all jokes and everything like that, but we can't take away from the fact that the man's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Trust me.
100% changed music forever.
Yeah.
Still has songs you can play. And yeah, I think him and Akon have like an underrated impact. But you know what I was going to ask you? Actually, I think we already spoke about this. Or maybe I didn't speak to you about this. Is Pitbull considered hip hop?
I want to take a quick break from this episode to give a big shout out to Only Loud, Canada's one-stop shop for your favorite legacy brands and all things loud. Only Loud provides mail order delivery nationwide and same-day delivery to those in the Ottawa area. Check them out at onlyloud.ca or follow them on their socials, Instagram at onlyloudcanada or on Snapchat onlyloud.ca for more exclusive content. Only Loud is not just a product, it's a lifestyle. Big salute to the sponsors. Cheer!
Ooh. Yes, for Latin people, Latin hip hop.
Because he never is spoken about as like one of the bigger rappers, even though commercially, if he is considered a rapper, he would be one of the most impactful and highest selling.
You know, the thing is, I won't even put him in the Latin category. He's hip hop or he's rap, but he's like in like the Flo Rida category. Like those guys, rap is their vehicle of the music. Like their verses are rap.
Yeah.
But nobody looks at them as hip hop or whatever because they're so beyond rap, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Because they make pop music.
Do they make pop music? They make popular, they make very popular rap music, but like what do they actually make?
Like, okay, let's think about like Pitbull. Like a lot of his songs are like almost like 130 BPM, 120 BPM. So 4 on the floor drums, boom, boom, boom. And he's rapping and you know, he usually has like a Neo or someone on the chorus too.
Yeah.
And he just has crazy drops, but like he has impactful music. Like as a DJ, you can always kind of like, if there's like a wide range of like ages, you can always count as Pitbull to be like the medium.
Yes, but they don't necessarily have to be hip hop fans to like him. That's the thing. Like I'm trying to put him into some kind of a box if I can. Like you don't have to like hip hop to like him or Flo Rida, but they are rapping.
Yeah, I just think that if we look at Pitbull's like roots, he probably has very hip hop roots.
Yeah, he does. He used to like rap before.
Yeah, so how come hip hop doesn't claim him?
Because the same reason we don't claim Flo Rida. We don't really count them. Like they're just like, you guys are beyond hip hop. You don't care about the culture like that. You're just outside of the culture.
Do you feel like they weren't able to resonate with the culture with their music because their music was so like mainstream and outside of the culture that like the culture itself wasn't bumping Pitbull or Flo Rida?
Yeah, pretty much. That I think that is in a nutshell. It's just like you guys make quote unquote pop music. You're not really trying to like make hip hop or stuff for the culture. So we never really considered it even. You know what I'm saying? They're like on the same level as LMAFO and all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the same shit.
Interesting.
But I got a couple of staying on some of our American brethren. I just wanted to ask you, now that this Diddy case is wrapping up, right? We're getting near the end of the trial. It's gone on for about 6 weeks. They got the closing statements last week. This is Monday when the people are seeing this, so we might have a verdict by Monday. Diddy might be out by the time we're even doing this podcast, or not.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? Do you think Diddy walks from this? And then I have a follow-up question after.
Do I think Diddy will walk away from this and just be innocent?
Have you been following up?
I haven't been following up.
Okay, so Cassie was the main person on the stand for like a few weeks that everybody was like cross-examining, and that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Jane Doe, who I guess people found out is 50 Cent's baby mother, yeah, when she went up on the stand, they've been asking her a bunch of different questions, and that opened up a whole bunch of shit. However, it didn't, in the end of the day, completely prove that they weren't doing anything against their will. Like, she had her apartments paid for and all that from Diddy all the way up to like last year. You know what I'm saying? So based on all of the evidence that like we've been able to see through different, I guess, reactors, academics been going crazy on this shit. Just you watching from the outside, what do you think? Because I feel like I have more information.
I mean, I did know about the 50 Cent stuff, and I think this is kind of like opening up a bigger precedent on like S-work in general.
Yeah.
And like what's considered like HT or whatever.
Yeah.
And if I feel like the jury will be able to see that even in a lot of the cases, there was consent. There was like a mutually agreed upon agreement. And as well as Cassie was also orchestrating and organizing a lot of the stuff, right?
Yes.
So I think for what they are prosecuting him for, like, I think plus his power, I do think he's going to walk away innocent. I don't think they're going to make an example out of him this time, because I just can't imagine the punishment being that crazy severe based on like the holes in what I've seen from the arguments. Like, it kind of like, it sounded good in headlines, but the moment they got to court, there was things started to fall apart a little bit. I was following it early on, but then as I saw with like the Cassie stuff and then the 50 Cents, like baby mom and stuff, I'm like, okay, like this is just some super freaky stuff, but like, does it fall under like federal crimes? Like, what do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he'll get one of the charges, at least out of the ones that they're charging with, but not the one that holds the maximum of life in prison. Like the one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be the extortion one that has like, or the RICO one is what gives him the maximum 25 years, right? But if it's just like, you know, S trafficking, he might get like 10 to 15 years.
So he's pretty much getting 10 to 15 years for being a John at that point.
Basically.
And he'll probably not do that whole time. Like,
yeah. This is just my thoughts. By the time when people see this, I don't really think that they're going to be able to, the jury's going to be able to deliberate or to figure their shit out within one day. You know what I'm saying? Or the last couple of days. You know what I'm saying? But my next question, let's say he does walk or he does get like reduced charges. Can his reputation be salvaged after everything that we know right now, bro? Like has like, you know, rubbing stuff on his nipples and all kind of wild shit that we've heard about Diddy. But we're also in 2025.
I personally think that if he's able to escape this, he will arrive back to the scene like even bigger.
Interesting.
And it will be like a weird aura, like it'll be like creepy, but it's also powerful that like, yo, you went through all this and you came out unscathed. And like if you're still rich and you still have like that, I wouldn't say billionaire status, but he has the entrepreneurial status where it's like he's probably gonna still try to put on for black productions and black media and like creating jobs for his community, you know, and still doing whatever he does with the freak offs, but just doing it
in private,
safely, like with people he could trust, I guess. I guess he did it with the wrong people eventually.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he can't continue to freak offs, but it also begs another question. Like, all right, you could be all of this philanthropist and everything you want to be, is it safe for us to accept it? Like, if Diddy was to come to We Love Hip Hop and be like, I'll fund We Love Hip Hop, I'll invest in We Love Hip Hop, I got to think about it twice, because like I'm gonna be openly funded by P. Diddy. Everybody's gonna know this.
Yeah, but do you buy the story that because he was trying to get out of his deal with Ciroc, or like he was suing Ciroc or something like that, that's when all of this started coming out? Because I think it was pretty convenient timing for all of that to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I do think that some people will hate the fact that Diddy will be back in the spotlight. But I don't know, maybe there are some people that would want to work with him. Maybe Ye would want to work with him, and the Elon Musk, and he'll join that kind of like circle.
And I think, we're forgiving as a people, but not only that, like there's a lot of people who will just accept the money over their integrity. So they don't care how much wild, freaky shit that Diddy was into, or even if they have some criminal charges that stuck. It's like, bro, they don't make his money any less green.
Yeah. And I do want to add that, like, let's think about like O.J. Simpson. I think he got like reinstated in a way.
Yes, but he didn't have as much to do with the community. He was already like, I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Yeah.
So like we weren't waiting for OJ to come back to the community with open arms or anything.
Even as someone that wasn't like super putting on in that sense, you like the black community like accepted him back. So someone like Diddy, who's like pretty like pro-black, like in a lot of his statements and stuff, like he's big on like building the black enterprise,
black
and the community.
excellence.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think people might accept him. Like Bill Cosby, I feel like it was too late by the time like.
Yes, but also Bill Cosby's under the same category as the next homeboy that we just mentioned, because he was also like, oh, pull up your pants, and oh, I don't know about this rap music.
So you're saying Diddy was like more unapologetically black in that sense?
Yes, he was part of our culture. He was he was signing rappers, problematic ones, non-problematic ones. Like he was in the culture, willing to take arrows. You know what I'm saying? Even though like people were mad at his record contracts and stuff like that, he still put on rappers, bro.
Whereas Bill Cosby was more so trying to correct the culture in certain ways.
They're anti-culture even. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't like the way this young culture is coming up. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys are not down. Like, freaking OJ wasn't down, bro. Diddy was more than down. He was creating culture, bro.
How about Jay-Z?
Creating culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Jay, if Jay says, all right, I start working with Diddy again, everybody starts working with Diddy again.
Yeah, and it's easy to rewrite history. It's easy to change the narrative about Diddy. He could release a 6-song and, do some giveaways or whatever. And he already does a lot for the community.
Yeah.
So this could, if he gets through this unscathed and he's innocent.
Unscathed. It has to be unscathed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he might do a little time, like you say. He might have to plead guilty to like the smallest charge.
Hold on. Let me pull that back. If it's not unscathed, like he just caught one charge, something, some of the little freaky stuff, maybe the HT, you know what I'm saying? But like he's able to come out in like 5 years. You think we're just going to take him back? Like you caught an HT, bro.
But it wasn't like it was like against their will, right? Like he just hired prostitute. Sorry, I didn't want to say it.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Like, and she came across state lines, right? Or whatever.
Yes. I guess if we want to get technical with it.
I don't think, you think the black community would hate him for that?
I already know the answer to the question that I asked. It's no, because we've had so much pimps in our culture. Nobody, if a guy got a couple of hoes and put them across state lines, nobody cares.
No one's gonna budge.
Yeah.
And then I think at the same time, I think his son just released a new track. And I think his son, if Diddy were to go behind bars for 5 years, his son would probably keep his relevance. We'll hear TMZ being like, apparently Diddy did this in jail. We have a phone call from him. He's gonna do little ways. He'll probably have still business moves going on the outside.
Yeah.
But the 5 years. So that would be like 2030. I don't know. Maybe when he comes back out, he'll be a hero. Maybe he'll be forgotten. I don't think he'll be forgotten.
No.
He's too impactful.
He's done too much.
We can't really take away from what he's accomplished, honestly.
Yeah. Like I said, he's put on a lot of rappers. Like I got to hear about the Locks because of Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Black Rob, Biggie.
Yeah, but he was dealing with them dirty.
Even though, like, I still got. It's not to say that I would have never gotten to hear them at all.
Yeah,
but Diddy definitely helped.
Yeah, but would you say that he exploited a lot of his artists?
He exploited all of them. Every single one of them. Mace, everybody. But he also gave everybody their publishing back right before all of this shit happened.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess you got to exploit people to get to the top.
You don't, but he did.
Well, it just so happens that everyone at the top has exploited someone.
Yeah. But listen, man, I guess to be determined, because we're recording this, or this is premiering on a Monday, and I don't think he's going to be walking on a Monday, but who knows? I could be talking shit and he might be out on road right now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. To be determined.
Do you feel like the term "No Diddy" will still be around for the next 5 years?
No, I don't think that's. I think it's gonna die down. I think we're gonna go back to the regular pause. Pause is shorter, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No Diddy takes too long to say after a while, and everybody likes to shorten shit.
Yeah, it's 3 syllables versus friggin' pause.
Just pause. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna say salute to Diddy, but to be determined. There's some new music that's out right now. Bundog has a new song with Enima. Let me see if I can find a music video. Y'all, you know who Enima is?
I do not.
So Enima is a rapper out of Quebec, actually. Out of Montreal, actually. But he's a French rapper. And he doesn't live here in Canada anymore.
Does he do French rap?
He does French rap. So the track is called Chrome Hearts. It's Enima featuring Bundog. Let me play a little bit of it, because I didn't even get a chance to take in the whole tune. It's rapping in French.
Yeah, I figured Friday. I realized I wasn't English. Yo, he said more ops. Yo, rewind that. Rewind that.
He said my ops.
Did he say more ops? Like more?
Yeah.
More ops.
We run the city, crash shit just like the Taliban.
You love hip-hop.
So, what do you think? Like, one, he's doing a collab with somebody speaking a complete different language. Keep in mind, Enima's popping too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's popping in French rap, right? Because French rap is a whole other genre. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like across different countries, like Canada, France,
Africa. Yeah.
So he's big in that realm.
Yeah.
Or just in Quebec and France?
No. He's bigger in he's bigger in these other places than he is in Quebec. Even though he's big in Quebec, keep in mind there's a limited population over there, right? So when these guys blow up from Quebec, they usually get most of their fan base from France and African countries that speak French.
That's actually so cool that their language has like a little more camaraderie than the English language. Like they don't really care where you're from as long as you're speaking French.
Yeah.
Whereas if we're English music, it's like, where are you from?
Yeah, because there's a few other Quebec rappers or Montreal rappers. Another guy named Enoch, who is from my neighborhood in Montreal, who blew up but he didn't really blow up in Quebec. He blew up in France. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think Bundog killed it, and shout out to Enima. Enima, he did good.
Yeah.
Me personally, like, I don't know why, but for me, French language as rap, like it never hit for me. You know, I prefer like French songs where like they're singing or like it's still fast, but not like rap. You know, I'm cool with Spanish rap. I'm cool with rapping like other languages, but for some reason in French, maybe it's because like I did elementary school French here. Like, it just doesn't hit the same. Like,
Yeah.
je suis ma option in the park. Like, you know, like, like
yo, bro,
like,
you should hear the drill rap, bro. That's more just regular rap.
Yeah.
There's drill rappers in Quebec that are talking, or in Montreal talking their shit, bro.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
I just never felt like it sounded as good as English rap.
Does it sound like, okay, I can understand me myself, even as somebody who speaks French. I don't even understand French rap like that.
Really?
No. Like, I hear the words, I understand the words, but like I don't understand all the phrases when they're rapping them, right? But beside the language barrier, is it the flows and all that? Like, because I know the UK rappers have a hard time getting over too, and they're actually speaking English.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's just the type of music, and maybe it's because I've been accustomed to hip hop being in English. Because like someone like Stromae, you know Stromae?
No.
You know, like Papa Ute, Allon, dun, dun, dun.
Are these like African guys?
Dun, dun. I think he's Swiss, but he's like a light-skinned dude.
Swiss.
Yeah, but he's like global. But like I like that type of French music, like poppy French music, you know what I'm saying? But I could never find like a sick. Maybe you could like put me on to like a sick French rapper that like, I could listen to. Or maybe it's like you have to know how to speak French. I can listen to Spanish music and I don't really speak Spanish like that.
I can't put you onto the poppin' French rappers. Like,
who are the poppin' French rappers right now?
Yes. You know who we need to go check out? Salute to Rap Politique. That's a French, or not just French, but that's a Montreal podcast. And they interview bare Quebec rappers, English and French ones, but they interview a lot of French ones. And they also speak French. So that's the problem too. Like, if you don't speak French and then you go to, like, let's say, to watch a podcast and whatever, and they're interviewing a French rapper, they're going to be speaking French.
But you can learn French like that. I feel like,
yes,
if you have like a basic understanding of French growing up here, and then you watch those podcasts and you watch a bunch of French content, like you'll probably just learn French, and that'll be beneficial.
Yeah. But like, I guess it's harder to get into French rap if it's not your first language or even your second language, because it's like, I got to listen to it and watch the subtitles? Like, walk on.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because with rap, you kind of need to understand what they're saying to an extent.
Yes.
Whereas with pop music, you just need to be able to dance.
You just feel the vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's probably what limits the French market here in like Anglophone markets, because I know a lot of Quebec rappers face this like crisis of like, should I do English or French music?
Yes.
And some of them will try to do English music, but their English isn't actually that good.
You can hear their accent, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, man?
Like,
and it's like, bro, you sound like a French guy.
Well, they sound like English is their second language.
Yeah. And that doesn't translate well as a rapper either. So it's like, you may as well rap in French and try to get the European and like the African audiences. But listen, man, salute to Bundog. I think it's a good look, because he's opening himself up to other audiences outside of North America. And Enima's always been doing his thing. Yo, Enima, pull up, bro. Let's get this interview going, man. You're playing, bro.
How do you say pull up in French? Allez. No.
Vas-y or bien. I don't know.
Bro, do you speak French for real?
I speak French, but like, bro, my French is rusty, bro. I got to go over there for like about a couple of days, and then it kind of drops back in. You know what I'm saying?
Do you say like, how do you say my name? Je m'appelle vendredi?
Je m'appelle Friday. I wouldn't say vendredi. I wouldn't translate it, because
Je m'appelle vendredi?
That's the stage name or whatever, or my on-air name. Like, I don't know if you translate that in French and stuff, but you know, salute to all my Quebecois.
The Arabs are calling you Jumma.
That does happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vendredi, Jumma.
Yeah. Salute to Voices from the Staircase. That's what they call me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Salute to Enima and salute to Bundog, bro.
Salute.
I found some posts over here before we get out of here talking about blogs picking sides. I've been doing my runs on the Reddits here, right? This is a post from Six Trench. I guess they were getting some big ups from YG. All right? Big Crow is Trench. And then there's another one that I found here. Where's my other one? There was another post that I found where they were talking about picking sides. Talk to me.
I was gonna say, Six Sounds, I think, got packed.
That too. That was part of what I was gonna tell you.
And then someone posted on Reddit that like, I think they were alleging that either Top 5 or some rapper pays to get these pages packed or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they even like commented like, oh, at this guy, he's the guy that packs the pages for 5.
Yeah, this is the lore that's going on right now. So they're saying that there's a combination of two things. Rappers are paying to allegedly get these guys' pages packed, and they're also paying these guys to say good things about them.
Okay, good things about them I can understand, or even just like forming a relationship. You don't even have to have direct like financial exchange. It could be like, yo, what's good, bro? Yo, I just did this. Oh, yo, love, fam, we always support you, blah, 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 whatever you need. It could be that. In terms of ordering a hit on a blog page, yo, keep the streets off the internet, broski. Because, yo, you can't be packing pages the same way you be packing mans, fam.
I know, man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, fam. I don't know, man. What are your thoughts on the picking the sides, though? Like, if there's some kind of like incentive, which I don't agree with, like you shouldn't be taking any kind of payment or whatever just to say good things. But even just only, you know, I'm this blog and I'm from this area, so I'm only going to support mans from this area or say good things about them. Like, is that a good or a bad look, bro?
Well, I think, you know, humans can't be without bias. So, like, let's say if I have an actual friendship with a rapper, and, you know, I'm promoting their music, it'll be seen differently as like, oh, I don't know you have to pay me to post. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you'll ever be able to escape that. But I do agree with the fact that if you are a blog, you should kind of treat everyone in the scene equally. Like, kind of don't favorite sides, especially when it comes to like hood politics and stuff, especially things that you are not involved in. And it gets tricky because like, oh, this guy made a song dissing this guy, but I'm friends with this guy whose friend got dissed or whatever, you know? And then it's like, rappers also have to give us grace to be like, okay, you know what? He's just doing his job. He's posting this. He's going to post my stuff and he's going to post their stuff. And then we'll let the audience decide which is better or whatever, you know? So I think we do have to have some type of leeway, but I think being a super like influenced blog by other rappers or other ends isn't good for the scene. But I think certain ends should have their own blogs that are like, yo, we only actually talk about this.
I've seen a few blogs trying to do that. Like, I think there's like an Etobicoke blog.
Etobicoke memes? Shout out to Etobicoke memes.
So there's that. I haven't really seen much more though, man. Like Scarborough. There is a Scarborough one. No?
Borough Sound. No, I'm joking. No, there's another one. There was Scarborough Spots, but they actually have like a flagship store. Like, they have a store where you can buy Scarborough merch in Eglinton Mall, Victoria Park in Eglinton.
Yeah, maybe that can help also, like maybe adding a little bit more of those ends to ends. So if you want to get the bias from one end, then go to that blog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just that there isn't enough interest to have like like you're gonna have just your ends following.
Yeah,
he's like, yo, like whatever, 1,000 followers, 2,000, 3,000. You know who has a big one? There's a Malvern page.
Yes,
they have a lot of followers, and I'm like, damn, is there that many people in Malvern?
There's people outside of these places that want to see what go on in those places too. So that helps to add to the audience. You know
Fair,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, I've always known that blogs have been biased on one side or the other, whether it's Toronto rappers on the underground scene, whether it's Drake over this battle stuff. Like, I've seen a lot of different like biases. There's nothing that we can do about it. So like, we can sit here and talk about it on the podcast all we want, but I don't like it, bro. It just feels nasty when I see it. When I can see it's obvious you're down with these guys. Like, every time you post about this certain ends, it's a diss. But every time you post about it ends that I guess you're from, it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, hey, these blog pages have the right to pick sides if they want.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right, but I think they have the freedom to do that. It's their business. It's their page. If it's their life. So if they have friends and they want to just tailor towards that, or maybe they have ops, maybe they're in the streets. Maybe I wonder if there are any bloggers that are like super, super in the streets.
There's a couple, but for the most part, I think a lot of these guys are just like kids that maybe have some street friends, but they're like, yo, let me get onto this blog shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to pick your brain on that quick fast, man. Couple last things here. All right, let me make sure you're in frame here. Father-son LCBO robbery.
What?
Okay, so this, and I found this also on Reddit. I'll be on these Reddits here. Father and son duo arrested in LCBO theft project.
Project Bloodline. Great name.
Look at them. You could tell. Right? Let me pull this up on the screen. You could tell that these two are related, bro.
100%.
Oh,
Spin
man.
image.
So Peel Region Appeal investigation of 21 Division Community Intervention response team has laid 116 charges against father and son on May 25th, 21st Division Court. In collaboration with LCBO Organized Crime Investigation Unit, initiated an investigation onto multiple allegations involving 2 male suspects who targeted individuals and businesses along the Steeles Avenue corridor between Kennedy Road and Dixie in Brampton. The project culminated in on June 23rd with arrest of 2 suspects, 55-year-old Daniel Stuckey and 32-year-old Dylan Stuckey, both from Brampton. Daniel was charged with 22 offenses: robbery, theft under $5,000, wearing a disguise with intent, breach of probation. Daly charged with 94 offenses: robbery, assault with a weapon under $5,000, wearing a disguise, utter threats, possession of property untainted by crime. Just a bunch of shit.
Dylan and Daniel Stuckey.
So these guys they're robbing liquor stores together. Like,
yo, if you could scroll down for a second, this article, I just want to make this point highlighted. At the time of their arrest, both Dylan and Daniel Stuckey were already charged with numerous offenses and were also subject to multiple probation orders. Both individuals were held for bail hearings.
Ugh. Crackheads or not crackheads? Or junkies or some type of sort? Because, like, fam, how is it that both you and your dad are robbing liquor stores, bro?
Family business.
Facts.
You know, like, they probably came up on a lick. They saw it worked a few times. They realized that when it doesn't work, the punishments aren't too severe.
True.
The value of what they're doing is probably worth it. Maybe it is like an alcoholism thing and this is just for their own supply. Because, yo, he got charged with theft under 5,000 times 11. So it's like...
Yeah, these guys are just stealing bare liquor bottles and shit like that. But, like, it's just weird to see a father and son, just if I could just put this on the screen again, like a father and son together. Mind you, this is not the first time that I've seen a father and son in the same situation. I've been in jail with a father and son before.
Really?
I've been in jail with 2 brothers before. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it's not like a pressing story. It's not like a headline news or whatever, but just it's just so crazy to see the condition that we get under where, like, 2 family members are doing the same shit, end up in the same situations, bro.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens for a lot of other things. Like, I think your likelihood of, like, for example, like if you're from a single parent household, your likelihood of having a single parent household, like, goes up a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's very, like, it's all boils down to, like, socioeconomics. And, like, I guess these guys needed the money. I be hearing so many people robbing the LCBO. Isn't this a government, like, infrastructure? Like, how are we more divisive than the government? Like, how are we more diabolical than them? Like, how are these 2 Stuckies getting away for months taking alcohol?
Yeah, for months. Yeah. Hey, bro, it's a broken system, man.
It's weak.
It brings me to the last thing that we have here because it's technically right before Canada Day.
Yeah.
Right? We've been, over the last few years, our country's been going through a few different changes and stuff like that. But when I hear Americans talk about America, they talk about, like, yo, we love America. Like, I hear that a lot. I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, different podcasts, and I love America is something that I hear constantly. Do we love Canada the way that Americans love Americans?
No, we don't.
Why not?
We don't have even half of their pride or nationalism or patriotism, frankly. And I think it's a mixture of factors. I mean, one, America is arguably one of the strongest countries in the world.
Facts.
In history, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially from a military perspective and definitely a cultural perspective. So they have a little bit more to be proud of. I think they instill it more from, like, an educational standpoint. Like, we used to do O Canada and stuff, but, like, I don't know. I don't remember having, like, too much, like, intense Canadian history lessons as a kid where like it was ingrained to me that I was proud to be Canadian. Like, okay, you had a little Terry Fox run every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, you had a little maple syrup. Like, what would we really... Hockey, I guess.
We never conquered shit. The thing is with Americans, they won some wars. They'll bomb you if you fuck around. So it's like, they have things to be proud of. Like, we have the strongest army.
They have more hats for sure.
Yeah.
America has way more hats than Canada.
Our hats are from there, like almost by proxy of them. Like,
they got to give us their hats.
Yeah. So it's like...
They're bringing us on like actual licks and shit.
Yes. So they're more like, yo, we're the biggest, strongest country in the world. Like, we're the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we just... because we're not the strongest country in the world, we don't have that kind of bravado, bro. Because I don't know, like, I love Canada. I don't think that I hate Canada, but I don't have that patriotism where I'm running around saying, yo, but no, Canada.
I used to have that. I feel like until... Here's the problem. Like, one, we're living in like a very like metropolitan area. Like, it is not reflective of Canada. Like Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people who live like south of this line or whatever, but that doesn't represent what Canada actually looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like skewed, and then we make multiculturalism our identity, which means that we don't have any identity. It's just like an amalgamation of things, and it becomes like competing cultures. Back in the day, you brought what you like had, and then like you also adapted. So it's like, yeah, you might be making like roti or samosas, but your kid's in hockey.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, where it's like, and now you're interacting with people. They're learning about your culture. You're learning about theirs. They're teaching you how to be Canadian. You're teaching them about your culture. And that's how it had to be. And I feel like also the previous Canadians, they... At first, like, I feel like they were open to multiculturalism. Like, they might even be considered like a little more conservative now, but like they wanted new immigrants to like adopt to Canada, but they would show them what to do. It's like, yo, we're gonna do a barbecue. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna do. Yo, it's lacrosse. This is street hockey. This is that. So
let me show you a poutine.
Exactly. So it was like a mutual exchange. Whereas now there's like resentment. Like if you're a local Canadian and you see a newcomer, you're like, another one? Bro, how many more can we take? How much more is this? This is terrible. And now they're not even culturally adapting. Now I'm starting to resent you. Now I'm hearing they're trying to ban fireworks. That's why I brought that up earlier, because I realized I'm like, yo, was that a crash out? But I'm like, no, like if they're allowing it for Diwali for real, they should allow Canada Day fire. This is Canada. We live in Canada.
Yes, but the fireworks, people have run it through the ground. People are doing stupid shit, shooting at each other. So I can understand maybe from that perspective.
But if this is your country, and then this gets into a whole conversation of whose country is it? This is a colonial racist project on native land, which I could see that point too.
That's facts.
Well, so is America, but they seem like they're cool with it. America isn't really big on like the native thing. I think they're bigger more on like the black white aspect. But they don't really talk about like land acknowledgements the same way we do here.
No, because they're like, this is our shit. We own America. Yeah, I know that was yours before, but we own this shit. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah, Canada doesn't stand on business. Like every Canadian prime minister sounds like they're apologetic about them running this country and that we shouldn't have Canada. Then why do we still have Canada? America's not going to play and be like, you know, these lands that we're on are native. Like, no, we're in Tennessee.
Yeah. This is our land, even though it's not, but they're just like, it's our land. If you don't like it, you can get out. Like, that's the sentiment. Like, I'm generalizing, but a lot of Americans are like, if you don't like the way it is over here, you can get out because this is the best country in the world. Yeah. I love America. You should too. I never heard a Canadian really speak that way, bro.
It's the opposite for Canadians. In Canada, it's if you have a problem, come here and complain. Do a protest. We'll fund your degree. Actually, you could literally make this your whole identity here.
Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like that's something to be examined as us going into Canada Day. We should be having our Canadian pride, and it's kind of hard, especially even the last few years, like what you mentioned with the heavy immigration, all that stuff. Like, you're looking at Dundas Square. It don't look like Dundas Square no more, bro. So are we being proud of Canada, or are we being proud of our multiculturalism? It's like, it's a catch-22, bro.
Yeah, but I think even our multiculturalism is starting to fail. Like, I think we already appreciate the fact that, oh, we can try different food.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a friend that's Somali. I have a friend that's Jamaican. I have a friend that's Chinese. Like, we've already gotten past that. Like, elementary school, we're already cool with that, you know?
True.
Now it's just mass immigration. It's not even multiculturalism. It is mass immigration. You look at other parts of Europe, Ireland, Italy, Spain, it's mass migration, mass immigration. And it's people coming, and I'm not saying all of them, but some of them are coming and committing crimes.
True.
Some of them aren't trying to assimilate. Some of them, and obviously there's SAs like locally as well that they still have. I'm not saying all the SAs are from the migrants, but they're doing that too. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing incompatible values, and it's like you have to have Canadian values if you're going to be in Canada. And Canadian values aren't even too crazy. It's mostly tolerance, being polite, respecting people's right. Like, we don't have too much to stand on either. Like, that's kind of probably the reason why we don't have super defined values.
We need more hats, bro.
We need way more. America's like, you could have a gun, you could say what you want, you could assemble with who you want.
Yeah.
Like, they have clear set rules.
No, they have their constitution. Like, I can't even tell you what's in our constitution, fam. Like, we're not proud enough to be pushing our constitution in people's faces. Americans are like, yo, I have my 2S rights, I have this right, da-da-da-da. Like, they know their constitution. Like, the average didn't even finish high school American knows their constitution, bro.
Yeah, not too many people know about our charter.
Yeah.
The Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms. But
see, I'm calling it a constitution. It's the Charter of Human Rights and Freedom. Like, that's how ignorant I am to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's partially ignorant, and it's partially like we just don't have the same kind of pride.
It's true. But I think a lot of people have incompatibility with Canada too. Like, if you're coming from a conservative background or a conservative culture, you come to Canada, it's Pride Month right now.
Yeah.
If you go downtown, you're going to see some weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to see a dude being walked on by like a dog leash. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that like you can see, and it's like, why are we allowing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a cost to freedom that can lead to debauchery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because why are we having naked people walking the streets at any time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're liberal.
And like, I know people are gonna be like, oh, like Carabana, it's not the same thing.
No,
it's not the same thing. Like,
scantily clothed and having nothing on is two different things.
Cultural attire and then having a friggin' like sex toys on you walking while they're like, it's just not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So
ball gags and shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's messed up, broski. Like, look, I'm all for people being who they want to be, whatever. That's not my business. But like, now that it's public and it's on the street, I mean, just don't go there. And I just don't go there during, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go there. But it's also like, the message it sends is that it's almost like too much freedom. It's like, we should have a little more like restraint with the freedom. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to talk like a socialist or something.
No, not quite the opposite. Dictatorship.
Let's wrap it up before we get into any trouble over here, man.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.